Because the CEO of the ETA says that 1% of subway suspects are responsible for more than 20% of the crime because of New York's bail reform laws, which allows them to go back out there and commit more crimes.
Yes, yes.
Joy Behar is 1,000% right.
Yes. Albeit, I do not like Joy B. Al, uh, she is among the most radical people. She just spoke facts when she said what she said to the New York Gov, Kathy Hochul. Yeah, yeah. I do not like Joy B, but she was right. Yes, yes.
Rather than tweaking the bail, Joy Behar is 1,000% right. And rather than tweaking the bail reform in order to do something about a tiny group of people that's causing all of this chaos on the subway system,
craziness.
Kathy Hochul has decided to instead basically use up all these resources to do something that's ineffective and makes people uncomfortable, which was the deployment of National Guard troops. And just to give you some more information, resources to do something that's ineffective and makes people uncomfortable, which was the deployment of National Guard troops. And just to give you some more information on what Behar was referencing there, MTA CEO John O'Lever said 38 people were arrested for crimes against transit employees last year, and those suspects had over 600 prior arrests. Citing NYPD data, Lieber said 1% of subway suspects were responsible for well over 20% of the crime. There's also been some studies that have more data about this. For instance, the elimination of money bail increased recidivism for people charged with nonviolent felonies, with recent criminal history, and with a recent violent felony arrest. And while it decreased recidivism for people charged with misdemeanors and people with no recent criminal history.
No sagacity.
So there was
no logic.
difference in how bail reform worked.
No logicality. No logic.
Charged with misdemeanors and people with no recent criminal history. So there was a noted difference in how bail reform worked when it comes to recidivism. And by the way, this is a study. A noted difference in how bail reform worked when it comes to recidivism. And by the way, this is a study history and with a recent violent felony arrest. And while it decreased recidivism for people charged with misdemeanors and people with no recent criminal history. So there was a noted difference of money bail increased recidivism for people charged with nonviolent felonies with recent criminal history and with a recent violent felony arrest. And while it decreased recidivism for people charged with misdemeanors and people with no recent criminal history. So there was a noted difference in how bail reform worked when it comes to recidivism. And by the way, this is a study that was done by John Jay College, their Data Collaborative for Justice. And keep in mind, this is not some right-wing organization. These are the very people who have been pushing for criminal justice reform. And so they're studying what the impact of bail reform in New York has been. And they found that it has increased recidivism for certain people. The reduced use of bail for legally eligible cases tended to increase recidivism among people charged with violent felonies and people with a recent arrest. The starkest and most consistent recidivism increases across both research designs were among people with a recent prior violent felony arrest and among people currently charged with violent felonies who had a recent criminal history. And so the same study, by the way, found that 67% of defendants who had a recent prior felony arrest in the past year and then were released with no cash bail were rearrested within 2 years of their arraignment. Almost half, 49%, were rearrested for a felony. And I should note again that this is data that's been collected by a group of people who absolutely love the bail reform and love the criminal justice reform. It's just that they're doing their due diligence in keeping track of how it's actually played out for New Yorkers.
A lot of mainstream media don't give you honest news. We do. You know why? Because of you. Paid membership on YouTube makes all the difference. Hit the join button below. and you become the hero that sustains us. So there's three, I think, easy fixes here. But it's so frustrating how slow and irrational our politics and our government is. Okay, so number one, in New York, and this needs to be fixed immediately, and this is not about any reform that happened recently. The judges cannot take the violence of the crime into account. They can only take into account whether the person is going to flee or not. Well, that makes no sense. So, okay, well, I don't think that serial killer is going to flee. He really likes, Rochester. Okay, so he's going to stay put, so I'm going to let him go back home. What? So, in New York law, to be fair, serial killer. So, okay, well, I don't think that serial killer is going to flee. He really likes that happened recently. The judges cannot take the violence of the crime into account. They can only take into account whether the person is going to flee.
Wild. Idiotic.
Well, that makes no sense. So, okay.
Stupid.
Well, I don't think that serial killer is
not wise.
He really likes,
not sagacious.
Rochester.
Not wise. Not wise. Not sagacious at all.
So, okay. Well, I don't think that serial killer is going to flee. He really likes, Rochester.
Naive.
Okay, so he's going to stay put, so I'm going to let him go back home.
Goofy.
What? So, in New York law, to be fair, serial killers probably is an exception, actually, because there's only a couple of super extreme crimes where they can take that into account. But other than that, you commit a very violent crime, and the judge is not allowed to consider it when he's looking at whether to give you bail.
Can I give you an example? Actually, it's an extreme example that Joy Behar confronted Governor Hochul about, and it's in this next clip. Let's watch that real quick, and I'll fill in the blanks.
The scene.
Welcome to American Freight.
Hi. Do you guys have any sleeper sectionals for people who host their animal? CEO of the MTA says that 1% of subway suspects are responsible for more than 20% of the crime because of New York's bail reform laws, which allows them to go back out there and commit more crimes.
Crazy.
So there was just a crime
What?
on Long Island where body parts were found all over Long Island.
Wow.
They had 4 suspects. They let them go.
Vile,
And
callous,
now they're out there still. So
heinous,
what's the deal here?
devilish,
Sounds insane.
devilish.
The crime that was brought was not what was bail eligible. Yes, murder is. Yes, conspiracy to commit murder is. Yes, assault is bail eligible. All those are. I know that the DA is working really hard with the Suffolk County Police Department to build the case they need to bring the charges that are necessary. The charges he brought, he did not have enough evidence at time.
So you can't hold them?
Not on the charges he brought. But those are low-level charges. They really were. And we can work to make those bail eligible in the next session.
Dismembering a corpse
Wow.
and hiding a corpse after dismembering it.
Evil.
Not bail eligible.
Wow.
Not a serious crime. I'm not even kidding, guys. Like, when Joy Behar outlined that
Sad.
case, I was like, she's crazy. This isn't a thing. This isn't real. This isn't real. So I looked it up. It's real, guys. It's real. Listen, if being on the left means supporting this, then I'm not on the left, and I'm okay with that. So let me give you the details of the case.
It does.
Salute, salute,
Okay,
salute.
I don't know. Fine. I'm not even kidding,
Salute
guys. Like,
to
when Joy
Anna
Behar outlined
for
that case, I was
not
like, she's crazy. This isn't a thing.
being soft. Yeah, what she said was brave, based. I rock with that.
This isn't real. This isn't real. So I looked
Stay
it up.
strong,
It's real, guys.
Anna.
It's real.
Stay,
Listen, if
stay
being on the left
strong.
means supporting this, then I'm not.
stay strong. Stay strong, please.
This isn't real. So I looked it
Do
up.
not
It's
let
real,
the
guys.
wokies-
It's real. Listen, if being on the left means supporting this, then I'm not on the left, and I'm okay with that. So let me give you the details of the case.
It doesn't mean that.
Okay, I don't know. Let me give
Joy
you the
Behar's
details,
on the left. We're all.
and I'm not on the left, and I'm
Sa-
okay with that.
Salute, salute.
So let me give you the details of the case.
It doesn't mean that.
Okay, I don't know. Let me give
Joy
you the
Behar's
details.
on the left. We're all on the left. We don't want people dismembering folks getting released. Only a couple of.
This isn't real. So I looked it up. It's real, guys. It's real. Listen, if being on the left means supporting this, then I'm not on the left, and I'm okay.
Do not apologize to the woke mob. Do not apologize to the radical lefties. Please do not. A lot of people did before. You should not do it. Stay tough. Please stay tough. F what? Yeah. If 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 what you said makes you a radical right wing, so it is what it is. It is what it is. No cap.
This isn't real. So I looked it up. It's real, guys. It's real. Listen, if being on the left means supporting this, then I'm not on the left, and I'm okay with that. So let me give you the details of the case.
It doesn't mean that.
Okay, I don't know. Let me give
Joy
you the
Behmar's
details.
on the left. We're all on the left. We don't want people dismembering folks getting released. Only a couple
Some
of
do.
Facts. AK Anna. You got lefties that do support that BS. That truly support that BS. That truly support that BS. Yes. Yes. A lot. Not just a few.
Okay,
Crazy,
I don't know.
sad,
Let me give you the details.
trash.
We're all on the left. We don't want
Not
people
good.
dismembering folks getting released. Only a couple
Some
of
do.
lunatic
Some do.
The,
Some
the,
do.
the radicals, the radical lefties, they make the whole left look bad. The radical lefties, they make the whole left look bad. They do.
Okay, I don't know. Let me give
Joy
you the
Behmar's
details.
on the left. We're all on the left. We
Not
don't want
apologetic,
people dismembering folks
sadly,
getting released. Only a couple
Some
of
do.
about what they
Some
do.
do. Some do.
I know. What I was in the middle of saying is only a couple of lunatic activists
Yeah.
are like, yeah, we're pro dismemberment guys being let go.
Not just
Okay,
not
whatever.
not
Criminals let that all.
not just a couple, but I feel you. I feel you.
Saying it's only a couple of lunatic activists
Yeah.
are like, yeah, we're pro dismemberment guys being let go. Okay, whatever.
These
You
poor
don't
criminals
let
who
that all.
dismembered bodies. It's so unfair to put them in prison. Okay, let me give you the details of the actual case, okay? So 4 people were arrested in New York after body parts were found in Long Island. Okay, dismembered body parts.
Crazy.
The victims were, 2 people from Yonkers, older individuals.
Wow.
Suffolk County Police say 44-year-old Stephen Brown, 38-year-old Jeffrey Mackey, 40-year-old Amanda Wallace, and 33-year-old Alexis Neves, or Nieves, were
Nieves,
charged
I
with
believe.
concealment of a corpse,
Nieves,
tampering with
Espanol.
2 people from Yonkers, older individuals. Suffolk County Police say 44-year-old Stephen Brown, 38-year-old Jeffrey Mackey, 40-year-old Amanda Wallace, and 33-year-old
Latina.
Alexis Neves, or Nieves, were charged with concealment of a corpse,
Crazy.
tampering with physical evidence,
Bad.
and hindering prosecution. They have not been charged with murder.
Wow.
Prosecutors told a judge
They
there
suck.
was so much blood in the pipes,
Those people
pipes,
suck.
sink, shower, and
The people
toilet
that did that.
of the Railroad Avenue home in Amityville, where the suspects were arrested, that it was deemed uninhabitable. Police
Wow.
said they confiscated meat cleavers, butcher knives, flesh, and body parts.
Wow.
Attorneys for Brown and Mackey admitted that their clients lived in that home where the body parts and all that blood was found, but denied chopping up the 59-year-old woman and 53-year-old man whose last known address was in Yonkers. Wallace also lived with Brown and Mackey in Amityville. Police said that Knives is homeless. Okay. All 4 pleaded not guilty. The judge released them without.
Rest well. Rest well. The people that passed, that got deleted, vilely, evilly. I send good vibes to the families, the friends, the families of the friends, and the families of these people. Yeah, it is mad whack that took place, that befell those people. It is indubitably whack that crime befell those people.